What do you think necessitated that particular freeze on the account?
Seriously, when I heard it, with the excuse that was given, I first thought of it that it's normally probably it's want to be legal, because we heard that there's a lot of money being distributed by the state government that is not really being probably being
Put to good use.
approved by the so-called executive, because before you can spend any money, it has to be, I mean, approved by the executive, and that money was impromptu. It was not even announced. There was no frame time that was given before they started to be giving whether palliative. They are just say they are giving. Being that it is very close to the election time, that is why the reason excuse the FCC given. But with a lot of things that has happened in River State and formerly in Lagos State, we are meant to know that the federal government has no power over the authority of financing when you are talking about our state. Anyway, so and for me, now I'm trying to reason when you are when for the fact that Governor Adeleke has to came out to be telling President Tinubu to call Oyetola to order. Apart from people being killed in Osun State, you are talking about the activities of the some executive who are overzealous, because for them to have, I mean, shut their account for 10 days because it is a way of playing game, and which is not fair.
I think that, so let me start from where you stopped. You mentioned something that is of interest to me. You said the presidency, or as it were, the federal government does not really have so much power as to the states running in terms of their finances and all that. But the question would be that the EFCC, does it respond to the presidency or the incumbent federal government, or does it respond to itself? So who calls the shot for the EFCC? Why did the EFCC go without the president knowing?
You see, sometimes they can be able to act on their own sometimes, but you must know that the EFCC is under the presidency. It is being controlled by the executive, whether you like it or not. But in this instance, the reason President Tinubu gave at this particular time, you must remember that what's it called, Cardinal Oyeneke just spoken that the politics there's what the president said, all is fair in politics, and probably that is why they hedge a lot of opposition out at this particular time. I think the president felt it, and they think that if that is allowed to go like that, it is not going to speak well for his image and himself.
So that was why he had to tell them to.
Yes, I believe so.
But do you want to say that the president was not aware when EFCC was about to place that ban?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. Oh, you know, there was a time Governor Adeleke mentioned that I called the help of the president, that the activities, he believed that there's some nefarious activities being partake by Oyetola. That, and you know, Oyetola is a minister of blue economy, and you know, a lot of them work hand in hand. There is sometimes you heard about some people who in Aso Rock who can be able to be controlling the activities of the president. Probably that is what is going on. When they can be able to work with each other in order, I mean, I've seen some people that rated that with this election that is going on, probably Oyetola has, APC have probably about 50%, and Accord Party have about 45%. Probably Oyetola is trying to cover that 5%. I don't know. But at the end of the day, by not allowing Governor Adeleke to fund this election, because all of them use state fund to fund the election, whether you like it or not. And if that is not going to be happening, because the freezing of the accounts is just going to be for about 10 days or thereabout. And to me, it's not fair in politics.
All right, so let's talk about the fairness. And maybe if we stretch fairness now, it will be to the people. It might not be fair. It might be maybe a little fair on the politicians. They might have it one way or the other to still find their way around it. But what this might mean, because critics have said ordinary citizens are going to be at the end of this. They are going to be at the brunt of whatsoever situation, the delayed salaries and all of that. That's eventually what's going to happen to them. Stalled project, delayed salaries. But I want to know how you respond, especially speak for the people. Now that people are going to be at the end of this thing to say they won't get their salary when they're supposed to. People are working for the government who are having a project to do for the Osun State government will not be able to carry on because there's a political quagmire.
Yes, of course. At this particular time, I believe a lot of project is not being funded, whether you like it or not, because the money the politicians they are having, they are going to spend in the election, and even a lot of the contractors are going to do that as well. Mind you, at this point in time, I believe because of the lockdown, when you are talking about the local government tussles between APC and PDP, I don't think probably those local government are getting money that is being required. But mind you, government never stops. Whether it's Sunday, whether it's Saturday, throughout the week, they have to fund the government. They have to buy fuel. They have to do some activities that go to make the state to be running. By the time the kind of that account is frozen, it is not going to fair on those things to be stopped, whether you like it or not. So, mind you, the government has even if they have to approach the bank to get some loan, it's still going to pass through the the government account. And if it's been frozen, I don't think it's fair. It should not be done at any point in time. I think that is why President Bola Ahmed Tinubu asked them, directed them to do that aside and unfrozen the account and make them to be able to spend the money.
Yeah, I think, let me just put this. I want to know if you believe PDP, I mean, a good number of them have said this is politically motivated, and I think you agree to that.
I believe so. I believe so. It's politically motivated.
Okay, so now the blame is now on your party. There have been claims about the fact that to what extent can the APC not go to ensure that they win all across the country? So some are saying that the APC is ready to do anything, whether legal or illegal, because some have said this is politically motivated. It is not as much a legal case as it should be, maybe. So this is the claim. I want to know what you respond as an APC stalwart in this country. What is your response to people who think the APC is trying every possible means to ensure that there's one party state in the country?
It has nothing to do with that. I think it has because this is not the first time that has been done, whether it's legal or not. We have seen a lot of political parties doing that, and sometimes people want to repeat the same. But you must know that when you see people who are in the hands of affairs, who are not going to just be there and be looking at whatever illegal things they are doing, and that is what happened. Assuming this is meant to be, and it happened in Osho State, it's going to be a different ballgame. It has never happened. Let's think about it. During the time when Wike was in Rivers, he has spent some money from the account of the government, and nobody stopped him. He has like probably about 10,000 or thereabout special advisor. That is really illegal for you to be doing that. And the president, late PNB, never do anything to stop it. And even the governor of River State, Fubara, he was placed on wanted list. And during the campaign, he didn't campaign, he hid. And before he became a governor, when he was elected, he was never arrested. But when you are talking about APC, but this time around, you are talking about a lot of problems that has happened in different political party. You cannot place that in the doorstep of APC.
But APC is involved in every of those.
It is not about how will you know? It is not spelled
this
out.
Is one of the examples, right?
Yes, it is one of the examples. And the president acted within 48 hours, and it stopped. And I believe the account is now working back, whether you like it or not. Assuming it was meant to be, the action stays, and it went the way those gang up, or should I call them, whether these people who are in the president has this kind of enormous power and try to be controlling the president, and this president allowed not to be controlled because he has passed through that kind of things, and he doesn't want it to be happen. So when you are now talking about causing mayhem in all political party, if you come together, if you don't show what is in your house, nobody is going to dabble into it. And we have not seen any governor of APC calling mayhem or in any political party. It is always among them. When APC was having problem, he never said it's PDP that caused it. Despite the fact that a lot of PDP, a lot of opposition were the cause of the problem. They solve it. Unlike this one, they caused the mayhem themselves. Because whether you like or not, there is always going to be problem in all political party. Even as of now, there are some pending cases within APC themselves. So yeah, placing the problem of opposition party on the desk of APC, I don't think is fair.